What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Honor 60 Pro and Oppo Reno 7 Pro. I really don't like glossy rear design. Yeah, it's very difficult to record videos, you can see. Anyway, I prefer the design of this Oppo Reno 7 Pro, but camera performance of Oppo Reno 7 Pro is not that good. This one is an overpriced smartphone for sure, and I think this Honor 60 Pro is also an overpriced smartphone. I mean, after having this Google Pixel 6, this one is $599 smartphone. So beside this Honor 60 Pro is really nothing. Anyway, let's check how this Oppo Reno 7 Pro and Honor 60 Pro performs. I mean, head to head, which one is better? But before we start our camera comparison video, I wanna ask you one question. Would you like to watch a camera comparison between this Google Pixel 6 and Vivo X70 Pro Global Edition? If yes, then please let me know in the comment section below. What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Well, check carefully which smartphone has rendered colors correctly, which smartphone has better dynamic range, which smartphone microphone is working better. Also check which smartphone has rendered my skin tone correctly, and yeah, let's check stabilization. Well, if you find this video helpful, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. On paper, as per specification, Honor 60 Pro got a better sensor for ultra-wide photos. This 50 megapixel sensor of Honor 60 Pro beside that ordinary 8 megapixel sensor on Oppo Reno 7 Pro should have performed way better. But as both doesn't have OIS and got the same aperture 2.2, both have produced average quality ultra-wide photos. After checking a lot of photos side by side and after doing some heavy pixel peeping, I feel frustrated. At this price point, I mean, both of these two smartphones costs more than $550. They should have performed better. Almost similar type of details and dynamic range. Oppo has increased shadows, Honor has better color grading and white balance. That 50 megapixel sensor on Honor 60 Pro is only a number that doesn't convert. Once I have started checking the main sensor photos, I was like furious. Sony IMX766 is a flagship class sensor and definitely better than Samsung ISOCELL HM2. Oppo has managed to slap a better sensor on Reno 7 Pro but didn't optimize the algorithm to get the best out of it, while Honor 60 Pro with a mid-range sensor extracted better results. I cannot say Honor 60 Pro performance is way better, but it's significantly better. Both depends on PDAF, but Honor 60 Pro autofocus is faster, better exposure and contrast, a bit wider dynamic range, better processed textures and better color grading. Altogether, daytime photos of Honor 60 Pro main camera has that upper mid-range vibe, while Oppo Reno 7 Pro performance stays in the budget segment. As none of these two smartphones have any telephoto lens, all the zoom photos are taken with the main sensor and then a digital zoom is applied in the center. Both uses the same technology, but there are a few differences. Color grading is totally different. Oppo Reno 7 Pro has this yellow curry type color temperature. Sometimes it's awfully warm and sometimes it has that ugly, way too much saturation. Once again, Honor 60 Pro with better exposure, more details and sharper textures stays ahead, and the more you zoom in, the better it is on Honor 60 Pro, which is totally surprising for me because Samsung ISOCELL HM2 as a sensor is worse than Sony IMX766. It's just Honor did better with their stock camera algorithm. Both of these two brands have been promoting their selfie camera performance. Almost all Oppo Reno 7 Pro marketing materials and even some reviewers, even they said it has great selfie performance. Yes, Sony IMX709 is definitely a better selfie sensor, but after checking these photos, once again, I think it's Oppo who has failed to use the full potential of the sensor. Honor X60 Pro with its 60 megapixel selfie shooter has grabbed decent selfie photos, more details, better exposure and dynamic range, and better white balance. I think everything is better on Honor X60 Pro selfie photos. Oppo has continued to process photos with very high saturation and sometimes shadows are crushed. Both have added beauty effect, but Honor X60 Pro has managed to reproduce correct skin tone. Talking about skin tone, we had to take human subject and portrait photos twice. Why? Let's check the first set of photos. If you are a regular viewer, then you may know Nancy. She is a friend and a model. When we have started checking the photos, she has asked me, Han, did you use yellow curry color preset? Why do I look like a yellow alien? I don't know how to answer her, but after checking with some other Chinese tech reviewers, they have confirmed under some different type of indoor lighting, Reno 7 Pro has this type of issues. We had to take the portrait photos again, but before that, let's check these human subject photos. These human subject photos are taken at the same time at the same place, but there is less curry flavor. Sorry, I was joking. I mean, these human subject photos doesn't have that harsh yellow tone. Color temperature is still a bit warm, but saturation is almost correct on Reno 7 Pro. Rather, Honor X60 Pro has added a bit of a saturation. However, as Honor X60 Pro has almost correct color temperature and better exposure, it has managed to reproduce almost true to life skin tone, and colors are also better on Honor X60 Pro. I have tried hard to find, but after checking 18 human subject photos, I can say there is not much of a difference, but depending on ambient light, sometimes Honor X60 Pro has done better and sometimes Oppo Reno 7 Pro has managed to grab more details. In terms of sharpness and texture processing, it's the same, but what made me surprised is whenever there is a human subject, Honor X60 Pro goes to aggressive beauty mode. There are some beauty effects and yeah, sometimes it's way too aggressive. This is that second set of portrait photos. Honor X60 Pro photos would look much better, but it has ruined everything with that crazy beauty effect. No details can be found on the subject. Oppo Reno 7 Pro certainly has more details, textures are well processed, but that warm tone hurts. In terms of edge detection, separation between subject and background, both have done fairly well. No complaint. Both have managed to apply creamy bokeh effect, and a lot will depend on personal preferences. As we can edit color grading and white balance, Oppo Reno 7 Pro photos can get a better shape. But it's impossible to add details and textures. Honor X60 Pro needs to get a fix for its super aggressive beauty effect. I'm really frustrated. These are not cheap smartphones. Why these brands cannot get a better algorithm? Look at the colors of Nancy's dress. Honor X60 Pro has almost rendered it correctly, but Oppo Reno 7 Pro has failed. Talking about colors, let's check these images. Do you see the differences? If I have forgot to mention, then let me make it clear. All the photos were taken in regular photo mode. AI was enabled cause that shows the power of computational photography. Actually, AI or no AI, the differences are very minimum. Anyway, indoor low light or artificial light photography is a difficult task for any mid-range smartphone. Most of the budget and mid-range smartphones fails in this segment due to mid-level ISP, lack of OIS, and moreover unoptimized stock camera algorithm. From the beginning of this comparison, you may have noticed Reno 7 Pro has failed to maintain correct exposure. Sometimes photos are a bit saturated, inconsistent shadows and color temperature. Actually, this is standard performance for any budget smartphone. Undeniably, Honor X60 Pro did better, performed as good as any other proper mid-range, and in easy lighting conditions, it has done even as good as some other flagships. Similarly, in easy lighting conditions, Oppo Reno 7 Pro performance got a spike. It has reproduced photos with better color tone, details and textures are also well processed. But in some demanding conditions, when there are a lot of colors needed to be reproduced, when there are a lot of light sources, Oppo Reno 7 Pro has struggled like a budget smartphone. These video clips were recorded in 1080p 30 frames per second in true darkness. I'm not gonna describe which one is better because you can see clearly Honor 60 Pro has done better. Time for night mode photos. I do not know what others think. Despite all the hypes and marketing materials that I see, I prefer to go with my own testing method. DENS. I check how much details are grabbed, how well a phone can maintain its exposure in different type of lighting conditions, is there any noise or is there any excessive noise, whether shadow details are crushed or not. I think these factors defines a good night mode or low light photos. Another thing matters, personal preference. Despite true performance, some people goes for brighter image and some people likes saturation for social media. Okay, I will let you go through a few night mode photos, I will let you enjoy the music and I will be back within a minute. After checking hundreds of night mode photos, I think Oppo Reno 7 Pro has done fairly well. But Honor 60 Pro has more details, better exposure, low noise and balanced shadow. Moreover, it has better color grading and better white balance. It is very difficult to deny Honor 60 Pro is a clear winner of night mode photos. I have tried to take some low light zoom photos. Most of the time, both have struggled to produce a quality photo in low light, but there are random occasions when Honor 60 Pro has reproduced amazing low light zoom photos. These video clips were recorded in 1080p 30 frames per second. No, I'm not going to share 4K videos because both of these two have very poor performance in 4K. I wish after a few updates things will get better. Anyway, in 1080p both have grabbed enough details, very good stabilization, but Honor 60 Pro has better colors, textures are a bit sharper, Oppo Reno 7 Pro seems to have slightly wider dynamic range. But again, as we have noticed through this camera comparison, warm tone and saturation of Oppo Reno 7 Pro has made a clearly visible difference between the clips. Well, it's time for verdict and this Honor 60 Pro has won this battle. But Oppo Reno 7 Pro has better main sensor. If Oppo wants to get better performance from it through updates with better algorithm, then I think Oppo can get. But for now, Honor 60 Pro has done better. And considering the price per performance ratio, actually I'm not gonna recommend any of these two smartphones. Both of these two smartphones are actually very overpriced and having a lot of other options, a lot of other choices. I don't know who would buy any of these two smartphones. So I wanna know about you. What do you think about these two smartphones? Please make a comment and let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you think this video was helpful, if you like this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button. And I would like to request, please subscribe to this channel, support true content and share the love.